So I've seen a lot of people talking about how they cannot pre-order a deluxe edition. All the editions are sold out unless you just get like a base copy of the game. Pre-orders for deluxe editions, pre-orders for the collector's edition, all that are sold out. Tons of digital pre-orders, tons of pre-orders for the base copy of the game. People, the marketing. I told you all the marketing and the lead up for this game was going to be just on point, and it has been. They've released a little bit of information on characters and things here and there. You know, the trickle-down effect that we've talked about, that we've all had open discussions with on live streams and stuff. It's all come to fruition, and it's equaled them really creating a lot of business for this game. The pre-orders tell the tale. It worked. Like, the big gamble they played into at the end of the game with the obvious change of direction, which turns out it's just going to be a misdirect and they're just going to reimagine the story. Like, it worked. The big gamble paid off, and here we are. We are less than 10 days, really, if you think about it, with the midnight release and all that kind of stuff. Less than 10 days away from Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Their numbers, the sales for this game, are going to be astronomical. The gamble paid off, like, in a way far greater than any of us that I would have anticipated, right? Because you've got all the newcomers to the series who pre-ordered the game, all the people who have been around for years that pre-ordered it and are going to play it, and then all the people that jumped off and said they weren't going to play it, they're going to play it, they're going to pre-order it. This game is going to set Square Enix up for a long time financially. But what do they do with those finances? That's going to be the question. How do they pump this into Game 3? How can they use the finances from this to make Game 3 bigger and better and give Final Fantasy VII the send-off that it absolutely deserves? Because, make no bones about it, I think they will make spin-off games. They could remake Dirge of Cerberus. They could redo Advent Children as a video game, which I think would be a cool idea. Whatever your opinion is on Advent Children, it still stands that would make a cool video game, and you could explore the post FF7 world more, and that would be really awesome to me. But they're going to have a lot of money after this is over with, and what Square Enix did was fantastic. It wasn't a sure thing that this gamble was going to pay off, but it did. It kept people talking the whole time. Like, this whole time, channels sprung up. My channel was here before that, but I leaned into the Final Fantasy VII stuff because I love talking about it with you all. There was a lot that came about, and there's a lot that's going to come from the fallout. But what does Square Enix do with this newfound fortune that Final Fantasy VII Remake Saga has brought to them? Whoever's in charge of the marketing for the game, the marketing plan, the hierarchy, the layout, order in which they were going to distribute marketing to the masses, and the behind-the-scenes stuff, whoever's in charge of that needs to be their marketing director from here on out, because the marketing for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth was a masterclass in how you do this type of like ongoing mystery type of story in a game. The rest of Square's marketing pales in comparison to what they did with this. It kept people interested, it kept people focused, it kept people talking. They released just enough every few months, a little tidbit, a little interview, a little something here, and as we got closer, you saw they would hit a 6-month mark. Boom, release something, then a 4, then a 3. And then for a little while, it was every 3 months something would come out, and then every month, and then here we go, we get rolling. Now there's stuff coming out all the time, and we're in the final 10 days. It was pulled off exquisitely. The reveal of Vincent, and then you get a little more Vincent, and then the reveal of Cid, and everybody's asking questions about Cid. What's his deal? We're going to go into that a little bit tomorrow, what I think it's going to be. More stuff with Sephiroth. They slowly reintroduced the whispers being in the background. So many things. Like, they really did a great job. I hope in the future what they do with some of the resources they're allocating because of the success that Rebirth is going to be. And it's going to be a huge financial success. Don't let anyone BS you and lie to you and tell you that this game is not going to be making tons of money, because it already has. It already has. The pre-orders for a $300 to $350 collector's edition or whatever that was, and a $100 deluxe edition sold out everywhere. Now, I know the collector's edition is only on SquareEnix.com, Square Enix store, but the deluxe edition Walmart, Best Buy, Target, GameStop, Bob's Discount Mart, game store around the corner, flea market, everywhere. It's sold out. You cannot pre-order it anywhere. Now you'll be able to get it once the game releases, like they did with Remake, of course. This game is going to make so much money. Now, it's not going to make Grand Theft Auto money because it's not a games as a service and ongoing and that kind of thing. But for what it is, and for what this is, the second part of a trilogy of a story, this is amazing. And I hope what they do with this money moving forward is A, pump it into Game 3, put all of your resources on Game 3. I want them to put all of their resources on Game number 3 because it deserves that. It honestly deserves that. Like Final Fantasy VII deserves that big send-off. This was the emergency button moment for Square Enix. Make no mistake. This was an emergency button moment for them to even begin developing and begin planning Final Fantasy VII Remake. We're going to be halfway through it in 10 days. We're going to be halfway through, over halfway through it. And it deserves the big send-off because they know it's the best thing they've ever made. They know. Everybody else knows it's the best thing that company's ever made. So it's the greatest story ever told in a video game, bar none. Depending on what your feelings are, you can't deny that it's one of the greatest, most influential games ever made. So it deserves the best, their best. Put all the funds into it. Make that the focus. I know they're going to start planning Final Fantasy 17, whatever that's going to be. Whoever's going to be leading that. But I really want to see them put the money into Part 3, which I know they will. Put the resources, the ideas, the creativity, everything on the table for Game 3, and let's go. I really want to see them pull out all the stops. And not like in weird, wonky, like, doesn't make sense story ways. I mean like in the best team members they have in-house, the best creators, the best ideas, the money, all that kind of stuff. Put it all in there. Any ideas you have for side quests, all that, put it in there. Everything you want to do outside of crazy changes to the story or things that just don't make sense or nonsensical, put it in there. Go all out. This thing is going to make so much money. And not even counting the money it hasn't made yet. The people that are going to wait and pick it up once it comes out. Pre-orders, there are none. You all realize, like most Square Enix games, Final Fantasy 16, you could pre-order it right up until like almost release. There haven't been any pre-orders available for this game for like the past 2 weeks. I mean, they're gone. I'm excited. I think what they're doing is top notch. They did it. They won the marketing battle. They pulled it off. Hats off to Square. Like I said, it was a masterclass in how to market something like this. Like a big mystery, a big story mystery. So anyway, let me know what y'all thought about that in the comments below. How do you feel like Square Enix should move forward, and what should they do with all this Final Fantasy VII Rebirth money they are about to make? Money. They're about to be filthy with it. Filthy with the cash. So let me know what you all think about that. Let's keep it real, but let's keep it positive. And until then, y'all have a great night. Be safe, be good to each other. Keep rocking. And I will see you all in the next video. Take care.